What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3 of our 6-part series on the Atomic Bear gun magnet. Now, in this episode, we're going to be mounting this magnet to drywall, really putting it to the test. Now, let me go over some things that you're going to need for this installment. Okay, this is what you're going to need to mount it to drywall. Now, if you have a stud that you're going to be putting it into and your entire magnet can fit on that stud, then you can go ahead and use the screws that came with your magnet. However, if you're going into straight drywall, what you're going to need is a 5/32 drill bit, a cordless drill with a Phillips head tip or screwdriver with a Phillips head tip, some drywall anchors, drywall screws, of course the magnet itself, and then the double-sided 3M tape. Now, what I did is I went and just got a box of the Hillman drywall anchors and the coarse threaded drywall screws. These are 1 5/8 inch. They are going to be a little bit longer, but that's all you're going to need for this installment. All right, so those are the items that you're going to need for this installment. So let's go ahead, let's get into episode 3, and let's go install this thing on some drywall. Okay, so right here I've got some drywall that I used to have, a few things hanging up here. Well, I figured right here, with it being open, this will be a good spot to go ahead and hang this magnet, at least to kind of give y'all an idea on how to hang this magnet on the drywall. So, right here, what you're going to need is to go ahead and find your position on exactly where you want it, to be. And what I like to do is take your screw and go ahead and barely press in on each 4 of these holes right here. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to give you your starting point to use for your drill bit. Now, I know in the previous videos we had a smaller drill bit. In this case, depending on the type of drywall screws that you're going to be using, in this case I'm using a 5/32 inch drill bit, and we're going to be drilling on all 4 of these holes. So let me grab the drill and we will start that now. Okay, now, when dealing with drywall, if you cannot find a stud and you're going to have to put it directly right into the drywall, you're going to need some drywall screws. So that's the reason why we're using a little bit bigger drill bit right here. So once you have your 4 holes marked, you're going to want to go ahead and take your drill with your bit, line it up, and it doesn't have to go too far in. Okay, so now that we have our holes drilled right here, we're going to take our drywall anchors. Now, they come in all kinds of different sizes. However, these were just some that I had lying around, and they should do just fine. So, what I like to do in this case, it seems like we picked the right size for that drill bit. Go ahead and you can push these in with your finger. If you're having trouble, you can get you a hammer, or a rubber mallet, and just lightly tap them, and it'll go ahead and push those anchors on in. Okay, so now that we got our anchors in place right here, one thing that kind of makes this a little bit easier is when you take your drywall screws, you can put them right there in it and go ahead and just barely twist it to get it started. Now what that's going to do is it's going to allow you, especially if you're working by yourself, you can go ahead and tighten them up with your hands a little bit. And that's going to help you whenever you start to get your drill. You don't have to sit here and hold it and things like that. So, right here on the first one. And these drywall screws are going to hold it a lot better than using the little wood screws that came with it. And they seem to go in just fine. Okay, now that we've got this attached to the wall, even if I were to put my entire body weight on it right here, this magnet is fully secured to this drywall. Now, right here, I've got a 45 that is cleared. It's actually not loaded, but let's go ahead and let's see what it looks like on this magnet. So, right here, vertically, simple pull off. Bam, and now let's try it horizontally right here. So, with a pull down, just like that, you are good to go. Now, let's go ahead, let's grab some heavier items and see how much this magnet can actually hold. All right, let's start off small and let's work our way up. So right here, Got a Ruger 380. I think this is the LCP right here. Boom. Fits on there just fine. Now let's look at it vertically. Yeah, no problems at all there. Let's go ahead and look at a larger Raptor knife, large Bowie knife. A little bit heavier than the LCP, but it fits on there fine. Now, when you go to get it off, you see how I ran down that wall right there? Wasn't expecting that. So, if I had to keep it on there, that sucker is strong. Pull it, boom. Do what you gotta do, choke up, remount it, and that thing is not going in anywhere. So, again, maybe a two-hand pull-off with a larger knife like this, but doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay, so got a little tactical modified 22 right here. I took the clip out and took the scope off. Now, it still has a lot of weight on it, especially with this modified flashlight laser. But let's see how it does and how it holds up. Hitting the metal part of that barrel on the back, it seems to do fine. And what I like about this is that if I needed it, boom, two hands, pull it off the wall, do what I gotta do, remount it, and you are good to go. Okay, so got a Remington 700 to 270 right here. Nothing is in the magazine, but I did go ahead and add more bullets right here on the stock. That way we can get some really good weight on it. It has a large scope and a little two-prong stand right here with a strap. So let's see if this magnet can hold something this heavy. Wow, it actually does a really good job, and it looks super cool just coming off a wall like this. So if I were to need the hunting rifle, I got it. Do what I gotta do, and then just maybe move my strap right there, and then with a simple remount, you are good to go. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope this video helped if you are mounting your magnet on some drywall. Now, we just went over those items, but you can hang almost any item on this magnet, whether it be a machete like this one that you're hanging in a garage or in a workshop somewhere, all the way to your simple EDC knives that you might hang on a door frame. Now, speaking of door frames, that's exactly what we're going to be doing in episode 4. So be sure to go check that out, where we mount this on a door frame and also a wooden shelf. So appreciate you watching episode 3, and I'll see y'all in the next one.